We just arrived in Venice. We didn't sleep last night. We caught the bus. Big mistake. One of the funniest things, you try to get used to like changing the languages between all the different countries. So like we've been saying gracias in this is thank you, like gracias in Spanish, merci in French, and now grazie in Italian. Grazie. It's pretty rare that you'll see me have an espresso. But when in Italy, do as the Italians do. Plus, I haven't slept. Look at those bags. Oh, this will help. It's funny how much movies dictate where I want to go. When I'm here in Venice, I think of one particular movie, The Italian Job. The recent one, not the recent one, the most recent one with Mark Wahlberg and Charlize Theron. Just those incredible chase scenes and stuff. That's what I'm reminded of whilst coming through here. Hey, check it out. There's like a race on. These people love it. How unique and pretty is this city? Like, this is ridiculous. It's so cute. We just got on the bus, the local bus.
I don't know where we're going.
It's a water bus. This is how they do it in Venice. But we don't really know where we're going.
This is the local metro system.
We're going to go get a gondola, which is like that right there. And we're going to do the whole romantic thing. It's obscene, it's gross. But it's what you do in Venice. In a place like Venice, even just catching the public transport is like the best experience ever. We're off. We're eating a true, authentic Italian pizza. So there's going to be some gut healing required when we get home, but we'll save it until then. In today's video, we're going to talk about sleep and gut health. You see, the thing about sleep is it's something that you've really got to get right if you want to look at long-term sustained health. We're in the most colourful street in Venice. I'm actually a massive sleep snob, so often when we arrive at like a new hotel or something on the road, you'll find me like getting into bed, getting up again because I can, oh, there's a light there, I'm going to cover that. So I get a little bit crazy. I'm so obscenely sick that I brought my own pillow whilst travelling Europe for 3 months. That's how much I require a perfect sleeping environment. So I think we really have to actually cultivate a really good sleeping environment every time we lay down to sleep, but at the same time we don't want to stress too much about sleep because that's going to be counterproductive to our whole exercise. The more we stress about sleep, the less sleep we actually get. I don't want to get caught up in the middle of it. So let's talk about a particular study that was done on a bunch of poor mice regarding sleep and gut health. So basically what scientists do to work out whether sleep actually affects your gut health is they fragment your sleep. So they break apart your sleep and sort of disrupt your circadian rhythm. So that's what they did to these mice, and I'm going to read you this study right now. Mice were exposed to SF, this is sleep deprivation, like sleep fragmentation, for 4 weeks, and then allowed to recover for 2 weeks. So keep in mind that they were allowed to recover for 2 weeks. Taxonomic profiles of fecal microbiota were obtained prospectively, and then experiments were performed in germ-free mice as well to determine if it was indeed the microbiome that is causing the results in the study. Okay, so what they found basically was that the chronic sleep deprivation induced increased food intake and also reversible gut microbiota changes characterized by the preferential growth of highly fermentative members of certain bacteria, and this is key, a decrease in the lactobacilli families. we find those lactobacilli families are actually really important in keeping us healthy. These lead to systemic and visceral white adipose tissue inflammation in addition to altered insulin sensitivity in mice, most likely via enhanced colonic epithelium barrier disruption. What that means is that in this particular experiment, sleep was actually disruptive and actually caused the gut to become more leaky. What we find when we learn about stress, we find that it causes the gut to become more leaky, and if we consider a lack of sleep or disrupted sleep as a stressor, then of course it's going to have an impact on the gut lining. When we have a gut lining that is not functioning as well as it should, increased intestinal permeability, that leaky gut, we have inflammatory molecules moving from the gut into the bloodstream. Perhaps it's some lipopolysaccharide, LPS, which is being very heavily studied. Maybe it's just some endotoxins made by different bacteria. Maybe it's the bacteria themselves moving into the bloodstream. I think when we talk about something like sleep, inevitably we will talk about the gut because it's so important now, but we can assume that when we have disrupted sleep, we also have a disrupted metabolic system, we also have a disrupted immune system. Whether all those are tied back to the actions of gut microbiota, we do not know yet, but what these scientists did was they actually tried these experiments in germ-free mice and found that there was no change. So that would suggest that it is the microbes, it is the microbiome that is being impacted and causing those immune system challenges, that insulin sensitivity, and of course that increased intestinal permeability. So if we are interested in looking after our gut, in maintaining a healthy microbiome, a good ratio, not losing lactobacilli, also just thriving for a really long time, thriving like the canals here in Venice, hello, then I think we really need to look after our sleep. Again, if we're going to stress about our sleep, then it's going to be counterproductive to us actually achieving good sleep. So it's really important that we learn how our bodies work, whether we require our meals to be had earlier on in the evening so that we don't go to bed on a full stomach, or we're one of those weird people, I think, who go to bed on a full stomach and sleep better. We need to work those things out so that we can optimize our sleep. But yes, the important thing to know in terms of this video is indeed your sleep will have an impact on your gut health. When you are stressed, when you lose sleep, when you have fragmented or disrupted sleep, you will have more leaky gut than when you don't. I was just putting together this video on the bus and I had a question come through: how do I get to sleep if I'm one of those people who just lie down and then have like all these thoughts go through my head, can't stop the brain ticking over? I think one of the best things to do for that is to actually focus on your breathing. So breathing through the nose into your belly, filling up the belly and then letting it out slowly, and just doing that over and over again until you fall asleep. Practicing mindfulness also really helps, so allowing your brain to go off on a tangent but not being too attached to it. A super cool app that I found really helpful is called Rain. It just has a bunch of different rain sounds that you can play and set a timer, and it like turns off after 6 hours or whatever. I found that to be really relaxing as well. I want to give a big shout out to Audra from the Healthy Shift Worker. I actually sent her an email reaching out to see if she had any major studies on this, so she actually sent me the study that I just read. Go and check her out on iTunes, on the web. She's really cool. Thanks, Audra. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button below, and let me know what else you'd like to see on the show. This is me from Venice. I'll see you soon.